Hey, welcome back. A lot of people are dealing with extreme anxiety, and I often get asked if energy healing is something that can help with it, and it can. More about that in a minute. Hi, I'm Hession. I'm an energy healing practitioner and a medical intuitive. And today I'm going to talk with you about how energy healing can be used very effectively to not just manage or help with excessive anxiety, but actually to identify the real underlying causes of it and end that excessive debilitating anxiety for good. If you haven't already, to get a little more background, you may want to watch my What is Energy Healing video first, but I'll also recap it quickly here. So energy healing it's an umbrella term for any number of different healing modalities that work with the energy systems of the body to unblock and stimulate and promote the body's own natural healing processes. There are many different kinds. Reiki is one of the best known, the Sedona method, acupuncture and acupressure, which work with the body's energy meridians, the Bowen method and quantum touch, pranic healing, therapeutic touch, EFT, it's also called tapping, and the emotion code and the body code, which are my own personal favorite go-to healing modalities. Some of them require in-person hands-on healing. Others, including Reiki and emotion code and body code, can be done in person, but are also very commonly done over distance because they're working with the person's spirit and or energy body. There isn't any need for physical contact. So I've worked with people from all over the world over the phone with great results. How does energy healing help with excessive anxiety? Well, if you're suffering from extreme and frequent anxiety, the first thing is that your anxiety, whether it's mild or severe and debilitating, it didn't come from nowhere. There are underlying causes for what you're experiencing and the way you're feeling. And from an energy healing point of view, these underlying causes are called imbalances. You may also want to watch my What is Emotional Baggage video to find out more. But I'll talk about it specifically in relationship to anxiety now. What we're consciously experiencing right now is really just the tip of the iceberg, and the vast amount of what's going on with any of us in any given moment is in the subconscious, shaping and coloring our experience all the time, but usually without us being consciously aware of it. Beneath the surface, we all have trapped emotional baggage from the past. And we have trapped negative beliefs and recurrent, persistent negative thoughts. We have them about other people and about life. And they're influencing everything we do and see and experience. And I'm saying that these are the real underlying causes of that severe anxiety, not the current circumstances that we seem to be upset about. Now, I know it can be hard for us to see with our conscious mind because it so totally seems like it's what's happening right now that's causing the stress and anxiety, right? But here's an analogy you might have heard me use before if you've watched some of my other videos. Let's say you put on a pair of sunglasses and the lenses have kind of a greenish tinge to them. Now, when you first put them on, you think, whoa, everything's green. But after you've had them on for a while, what happens? Right? Things stop looking green to you, right? They just look normal. It's just the way everything looks. But then at some point you take them off and whoa, you realize you've been seeing everything through a filter and it doesn't really look like that. So these trapped emotional and mental energies are like that. They're like tinted sunglasses that we've had on for years, maybe decades, and we just don't have any idea that that's what's going on. So how does that relate to your anxiety? Let's say you have trapped, stuck emotional energy of panic or anxiety or fear from some time in the past when you experienced a trauma. It got trapped and it got stuck in your body because for whatever reason you didn't fully process or fully experience it at the time. It may have just been too overwhelming. So instead of that emotional energy leaving your body the way it's designed to, it got stuck and it kind of coalesced into a ball of energy. And it's stuck somewhere in your body. That stuck, trapped energy is creating an imbalance in your body, affecting your health, and it's also affecting your emotional state, and fundamentally it influences how you experience your life. It's like a lens that's going to impact how you experience yourself and other people and life in general. It will show up a little differently for each person, but for example, it might cause you to feel scared and anxious over little things that don't seem to bother other people, or to get more upset and frightened or more defensive than you otherwise would in some situations. So you may not feel like you're overreacting because In the moment, the way you're seeing the situation now is heavily colored by that emotional baggage from the past. And without you knowing it, you're reacting now not to just what's happening now, but you're also reacting to what happened before. So I'm asking you to consider the possibility that your anxiety really has very little, if anything, to do with what's happening right now. That may make complete sense to you. And it also may be kind of a stretch for you because you're sure it's really your boss or your husband or money that's causing your anxiety now. But just try this on for now, okay? Consider that even though it seems like it's what's happening now that's the source of your anxiety, maybe it's almost all just you getting reactivated because you have these trapped emotions stuck in your body from the past. I guess what I'm trying to say here is, what if what's really going on is you have really big, thick anxiety glasses on, and everything in your life is being filtered through them before it gets to you. Now, I want to be very clear, I'm not making light of any of the circumstances in your life that you're dealing with and worried about. I just want you to consider that the anxiety about those circumstances is coming from the past, not the present. And in fact, that trapped, heavy emotional baggage from the past, it's exactly what's preventing you from being in the present and preventing you from being able to find your own power to deal with the current circumstance. It's the past that has you feeling powerless, not the present. The great news about that is, if that's what's really happening, is then you don't have to change other people or anything about your situation in order to free yourself from your anxiety. All you have to do is release those trapped emotions, and you can finally experience your current actual life in a whole new way, free from that huge weight of the past. There'll still be problems to deal with, but imagine dealing with them without the anxiety. Now, if you're still with me, then that all makes at least enough sense to you that you're intrigued and you want to find out a bit more. And if that's the case, then you're probably wondering how you release that trapped emotional baggage from the past. And maybe you're thinking, that sounds hard. I've wanted to get rid of it for years and it's still there. Or maybe you're thinking, I don't want to have to do therapy. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to have to go back and relive that and analyze it. Please tell me I don't have to do that. So if that's the case, I have such great news for you. You don't have to say a single word about it in order to clear that stuff away forever. The most common form that emotional baggage takes in our bodies is what's called a trapped emotion, which I described briefly above. And to learn more, you can read about that more in the best-selling book by Dr. Bradley Nelson called The Emotion Code. These trapped emotions are these balls of energy. They're resonating at the frequency of a particular emotion, like grief or anxiety or jealousy. They're located in your body. These trapped emotions are usually from having felt that emotion in the past and not processing it fully at the time. But they can also be absorbed from others, and even more fascinating, they can be inherited from our parents. I've known trapped emotions to have been passed down for 20 generations or more, affecting generation after generation of a family for hundreds of years. When that's the case, you may have actually inherited that trapped anxiety or fear and depression and had that affecting you and shaping your whole life from before you were even born. In my experience, it's these trapped emotional energies, whether created by you or inherited, which are the single biggest cause of anxiety. You could say they are what your anxiety glasses are made of. So using the emotion code healing method, we can find and release these trapped emotions in literally seconds, even the inherited ones. And once they're gone for good. Now, the Emotion Code book covers the fundamentals of how to do this yourself. And you can also watch my How to Release Emotional Baggage video to find out more about how we use energy healing to quickly and permanently clear trapped emotions, to dispel that severe anxiety for good. I hope that was helpful. Energy healing can be amazing for anxiety. Feel free to watch some of the other videos that I recommended and let me know how I can help.